These Americans are clearly master spies.
Excuse me, ma'am.
This cannot be him.
Is he American?
Look out, ladies. Mater's fitting to get funky.
Extremely.
Then it's him. Finn McMissile, British intelligence.
Cole Mater, average intelligence.
Man, I don't like this. It's scary to me.
What, talking cars?
A whole world of possessed talking cars rolling by themselves. Some Stephen King shit. I know what this is.
I was about to say, why wouldn't you like it? Christine was badass.
Well, this would be a planet where, it would be a different planet where everything is Christine. There's no people there to be afraid.
Hello. Have you never seen a badass movie called Maximum Overdrive?
Yeah, but see, Christine is not as scary as this. Christine had them big old shifty eyes, looking at you.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Freaking me out.
I think you got to push it to be scared. I mean, do you piss yourself every time you watch a Chevron commercial?
Yeah, I do. Scream.
I know what I'm getting you for your birthday.
And I'm glad you said that, because watching this movie, I've never seen the car. I've said that 100 times. I've never seen the first Cars movie.
Oh, you haven't?
No. But the thing is, watching the movie today, I felt like I was watching a really fucking long Chevron commercial that would not end.
Yes. You know what? I haven't seen the first one. I felt it kind of then. Mm-hmm. I really felt it with this one.
Dude, yeah. I'm like, well, man,
all
come on.
Goddamn car puns. And
I know. It's honestly, I'm like, wow, okay, hoping that whatever mistakes they made with that first movie, that they would fix in the second one. But I'm like, wow, okay, how bad was that first movie? I mean, it's terrifying me after watching this one right here.
Co-host, I really don't know what to tell you.
You haven't seen it. I'm sorry.
I don't think that the first movie's terrible. Like I said, it's just these car movies seem like, these really are for kids. And there's not a whole lot there for me. Nothing wrong with that. These little old badass kids out there, if that's what they want. But I when I walk in, I feel I feel unsatisfied.
I'll be honest. If this had come out from a different company, say this was DreamWorks or Warner Brothers or Fox, I'd be like, well, okay, I kind of knew what I was getting into with a title, just a simple title, Cars. There's going to be tons of car puns. But with Pixar, you've come to expect more. Like, they'll take something that seems cliche and they open it up and show you all the different ways it can go, and the characters have so much dimension to them, and the humor makes you genuinely laugh. You get to these Cars movies, and it's just like...
It's shocking.
Yeah.
It really is, because it's like, wow, these are the guys who brought you Toy Story.
Right.
Really. You can only be wowed by the visuals for so long before you just get completely and utterly bored with this.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, cars being what they are, having no arms or opposable thumbs. I guess you got to be creative in having them do all the things you want them to do, but it also means having to stretch it to a point where it's like, all right, guys, this is just not working. Pick a different animal to anthropomorphize or something.
And I think it's just so that we've always had visuals of like cartoon images of cars, those Chevron commercials, even those Hot Wheel commercials where I'm like, I've seen this shit a billion fucking times, and wow, do something with these characters to make me really invested in them. The last thing they need to be doing is having fucking Larry the Cable Guy do one of these voices for an entire 2 hours where, wow, that was grating on my fucking brain, dude. I mean, I'm surprised I didn't walk out looking like a drooling monkey coming out of this goddamn movie.
Yeah. Look, I'm not anybody to talk down to Pixar or the great John Lasseter, who was the co-director here.
You made Space Jam.
And if you look on Wikipedia, somebody told me that I wrote, produced, animated, directed Space Jam. As the guy who was pretty much the mastermind behind Space Jam, I think if John Lasseter was in my classroom or Pixar was in my classroom, I would look at them like, tis. I expected more out of you, Pixar.
Yeah.
And I have a right to say that. I hang out with Bugs Bunny, goddammit,
I bid good day to you, sir.
Yeah, man, I'm watching this, and one of the things that I wasn't crazy about in the first movie, didn't mind it because it was in small parts, but I just wasn't thinking that it was the strongest character, was Larry the Cable Guy's Mater, the old rusty country ass redneck tow truck.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie, now I know that the last Cars, which came out in 2006, that was a hit. I mean, it was a
huge hit.
Yeah, huge hit for them. So I enjoyed it. Like I said, nothing really against the movie, just kind of middle ground about it. And this one, is centered more on, like, Owen Wilson was Lightning McQueen in the last one. He's a race car. He ended up in a small town. You know, Leon, you and I were talking about how it's Doc Hollywood.
Yeah.
In that Michael J. Fox movie, he comes in and he ends up being, realizing, like, I don't want the big
He's
time.
a big shot, but he gets humbled and finds he likes this country folk way.
Yeah.
And maybe he should just relax and enjoy it.
He realizes, I'm just a simple car,
Yeah.
and it's the country living for me. And it's centered on Owen Wilson's character of Lightning McQueen. Now, somebody took like some, I guess they took some exit polls, or they did some marketing figures or whatever, and they realized, like, you know what, who people really want? They want Mater.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know who those people. You know, it's funny.
Be careful what you wish for.
And thinking back, it could have been me, because I remember at the time coming out of Cars, I was like, man, I'm just not a big Owen Wilson fan. He just wasn't doing it for me. However, Larry the Cable Guy's Mater, I expected to hate him, and he was kind of charming. But I never meant a whole movie. An hour and a half of him is way too much.
You know what? Thanks to you, Leon, you're the reason why we got Larry the Cable Guy health inspector in the movie.
Oh, no, that's not my fault. I'm Shia LaBeuf. No.
Thank you, Leon, for witness protection program.
No, don't put that shit on me, man. I ain't facing judgment.
It all makes sense now.
You that man who came out. You know, Larry the Cable Guy, he's all right. He should get his own movies.
You know, it is funny because watching this one, I was like, man, I sure wish there was more Owen Wilson in this thing.
Which he's like, he might as well make a cameo in this movie.
In his own movie.
No, he pretty much is the cameo in this movie. This is the Mater movie. Mm-hmm. They're not telling you. It should be called Cars 2 Mater's Adventures.
Yeah.
But didn't they already make a mini sequel that all focus around Mater?
Pixar's making so many damn shorts and mini sequels now. I
caught
can't
it
keep
on the
up.
Disney Channel
Really?
one time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're doing a lot of that now. This is going to have another spinoff because now they showed us that this is not only a world of talking cars, but it's also a world of all vehicles that are, as you say, anthropomorphized and they have a life of their own. Like we see in this one, there's planes and there's like little scooters. I think battleships. I think I saw Carlisle's scooter come out of the gay club in this one.
Let's not mention. Let's not forget that not only are these cars have human characteristics, but they also very stereotypical in their characteristics.
You mean Cheech Marin playing
as a
lowrider car? Yeah.
And just like, all the Italian cars talk like organ grinders and pizza makers.
Oh, yeah. And of course, they got a black woman car like, I got to get some cooling up in me, girl. Like, Jesus, man. Where's the Jewish car with the big fender at the tip?
I know. You might as well just throw out Aunt Jemima bottle out there and just go, how you boys doing?
Yeah, which is funny because
it should be a Cadillac for that.
Yeah, they go to Tokyo in this movie. And I'm like, at this point, you might as well just, because all the cars in Tokyo have big blue eyes. I'm like, why don't you just give them like little slinty windshields? At this point. I mean, you might as well.
Yeah. Why don't you just have them like wreck all over the place?
That's only when they come to America.
Yeah, I know.
So sorry. So sorry.
It'll look like Independence Day, the trailer.
I know, running into old cars. God damn it, watch where I drive. I'm so sorry.
Welcome to Tokyo.
They got little cameras at the front of their car.
No, they're using headlights for cameras the whole time.
Yeah, get out of here. God damn it. In this movie, open back up in Radiator Springs, when Mater the tow truck hears Italian race car Francesco Banali.
He's a race car to drive.
Francesco Baroli or whatever. He's bragging about his greatness on a Larry King type show.
You may be fast, Lightning McQueen, but I am fast.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's like. Oh, Lightning McQueen. Yeah. He calls in to defend his best friend, Lightning McQueen, who was voiced by Owen Wilson. That's when you first could tell, like, Mater's kind of racist, because he's like, you tell that Italian guy right there.
You tell that fucking wop. He better not say nothing about my friend. Yeah. I mean, he stopped just short of saying that.
Also on the show is Sir Miles Axelrod, voiced by Eddie Izzard, who sets up a grudge match between the two racing champions in Tokyo, which he sponsors with his new alternative green fuel.
Lightning McQueen! Buonasera!
Nice to meet you, Francesco.
Yeah, nice to meet you, too. You're very good looking. Not as good as I thought, but you're good.
Excuse me, can I get a picture with you?
Anything for McQueen's friend.
Miss Sally is gonna flip when she sees this. She's Lightning McQueen's girlfriend.
Ooh.
She's a big fan of yours.
Hey, she has a good taste.
Well, Mater's prone to exaggeration. I wouldn't say she's a big fan.
You're right. She's a huge fan. She goes on and on about your open wheels here.
Well, mentioning it once doesn't qualify as going on and on.
Francesco is familiar with this reaction to Francesco. The women respect a car that has nothing to hide.
By the way, that spelling of Tokyo is Towkyo. You get it right there?
Yeah.
Clever,
Yes.
Claddies.
And while they're there, Mater, somehow, because of his dumbassery, gets mistaken for an American spy by British super agent Finn McMissile, who's voiced by Michael Caine, and his partner Holly Shiftwell, voiced by Ellen Mortimer.
The movie is it's basically Alfred Hitchcock's North by Northwest.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Except
Because I
for
thought
cars written for 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
Really? Because I thought it was Hanna-Barbera's A Man Named Flintstone.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I was going to say that, but I was like, nobody.
Throw in with that Will Ferrell racing movie.
Talladega Nights.
Yeah,
Talladega Nights. Yeah.
Yeah. We've seen this whole spy subplot over and over again.
Way too often.
Yeah, way too often. Pixar's only done 2 sequels. I mean, as far as to 2 films, not 2 sequels, but they've done 2 films which they provided sequels for. Mm-hmm. One of them is Toy Story, of course. The next one's Cars. Now, John Lasseter has said that he came up with the idea for this movie. It was always kind of planned for a sequel when back in 2006 he was touring around the world promoting the first Cars. But I don't know, because this sequel seems just a little bit forced. When you see Toy Story, you feel like, okay, they were not going to do this unless they felt like really inspired to do it.
Yeah.
And this feels like, okay, either John Lasseter has like a really hard on for his his car series, which are that mouse that come in and say, your last movie made money, you gonna make another one. No, Pixar doesn't. No, you gonna do this.
Maybe you didn't read the contract.
Yeah. In fact,
Read it, bitch.
John Lasseter woke up and saw a Woody head on his pillow.
And it really does look like a demo reel for Pixar animation. Before this movie starts, there's a Toy Story, there's a short Toy Story little animated feature, and that had more legs than this movie had, in a whole 2 hours. You're like, man.
Well, see, that's the big difference. I mean, it is Pixar, and I hate to draw comparisons. I always say, movies need to stand on their own. I shouldn't be drawing comparisons to other films, but it is Pixar. Mm-hmm. We see in, almost every Pixar movie what works. I mean, more so Toy Story. I mean, Toy Story, they don't rely on toy puns. They rely on putting these toys in like clever situations and having them behave as their characteristic toy in those situations. We don't have to like see anything like, they go like in here where they go to a city called Tokyo and they rely on getting a laugh. They get like the movie pretty much draws this big climax at Big Bentley. You know
what? I mean, that's what I was turning to you. Wow. I was like, okay, I know they're doing car puns for names and all, but renaming Big Ben, Big Bentley, I'm like, that's too much.
Yeah,
that was completely stupid, unnecessary. Yeah. I mean, you know what? I mean, if you're into puns, it's too bad Cyrus didn't see this, or maybe it would have been too much for him. As much he loves puns, because even in the background,
he should be writing down in his notebook.
Yeah, even a sign in the background I saw said Lassatire. I'm like, God damn it! You don't have to cover every inch of this thing with a pun.
Yeah. I think y'all dislike this a little more than I do. I mean, kids are absolutely going to like this a lot, I believe. I mean, because...
Not that kid behind me.
that kid behind you. That kid was...
I was thinking like...
He wasn't crying. He was just talking.
I was like, this movie might be funny, but I can't hear it because this kid behind me.
I know.
Oh, yeah. No, that kid was like... That kid wasn't even watching the movie after a while. He was talking to the projectionist before it was done.
I have a rule, like, at kids' movies, I won't, like, be on kids, like, shh. I'm like, hey, this is their thing. I feel like I'm in their territory. Let them talk, whatever. I can tune them out. But this kid, I could not tune him out. I really almost turned around and said, like, hey, could you keep him quiet or take him out?
Yeah, that's one of those things too. I'm the same way. I don't open up my mouth. But the thing is, where that kid was really annoying, right behind me, watching the movie, I was just like, if I was him, I'd probably be doing the same thing, because I don't know what the fuck is going on in this movie. I don't know what the hell is going on. And I'm already like 40 minutes into it.
Owen Wilson, I like Owen Wilson. Don't get me wrong, but
right.
I do like him, but I don't think his character is very interesting here. As much as I hate to say it, I find Mater, and Larry the Cable Guy's character more interesting than anything. And when they and there are times when he's annoying. But you know, when he goes,
when's the time he's not?
Well, when he goes to Tokyo, that part actually kind of works. I mean, he goes there and he's just, you know, he's like the Beverly Hillbillies. He's like your ghetto cousin or something. He goes, you know, he's there with Lightning McQueen, and Lightning McQueen's like, man, look, you're not back at home, all right, where people accept you for acting stupid. We got to act like we got some sense. And he goes there, he's like farting and talking all loud. Right. Stop me with some more of that pistachio ice cream. It's wasabi. What car's eating wasabi? I don't know. What car's eating fucking anything that's food? I don't know.
Honestly, the science behind these movies, I cannot wrap my mind around.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to be one to nitpick too hard on some of the details in this movie, but did anybody pick up, because they mentioned like fossil fuels, and they're like, you know, it's a limited source from when the dinosaurs died, and Maynard is like, well, dinosaurs, what are those? And I'm like, yeah, everybody in that world should be asking what the fuck are dinosaurs. It's like, when did dinosaurs ever exist in this world of cars?
Well,
Dinobots.
I mean,
it's about
exactly. Well,
Dinobots are around, right?
Mater being a redneck, he's probably a creationist who doesn't believe in dinosaurs to begin with.
Why didn't I think about that? That is true.
I thought he was just a dumbass. It actually also takes place after the Planet of the Apes as well.
Oh, yeah.
See, I thought I thought the Terminators had won, and then the cars took over after that.
No. I mean,
I think that could have happened too. Yeah.
I like certain like set pieces in the film, like when they go to Tokyo. Again, back in Tokyo, I like most of the sight gags there. I like all the racing that happened there. It was actually kind of funny though, because Japanese culture is just funny to make fun of anyway. You know, it's all kind of Japanese culture is so crazy to us.
Which apparently the filmmakers thought that too. So that's why they made their slanty-eyed cars.
I'm sorry, call me racist. I want a slanty-eyed car. That's the one thing I was upset about. But all the jokes that they make to like the game shows, the cartoons. I was really expecting to see hentai car porn at some point. When they showed it in there, I was like, damn, that's the only thing that's missing.
Well, they had those vending machines. I was like, I wonder what a car's panties look like.
You probably wouldn't want a car panties smell like that. Why didn't this movie is smell-o-vision right
They
now?
look like Cyrus's panties.
Yeah, just go smell those. I like as they globe-trotted around the world. I like the stuff they did in Italy. I like the stuff that they did. Did they go to Italy? Yeah, they went to Italy.
Yeah.
I like the stuff that they did and when they went to Paris, they go to London. They have scenes where they race throughout the streets, like it does turn into like, a Fast and Furious movie almost with cars with eyes. But I like those things in the film. Like I said, the thing I'm just most disappointed about is like dialogue is nothing there outside of like kitty dialogue. There's nothing there story wise outside of a kitty story. The whole thing of, hey, Mater, you and I are best friends, aren't we? Oh, I hurt your feelings. How can I like apologize to you and we be best friends again? It's like, man, this feels like it feels like an educational TV show, like children's show almost. I mean, like a moral lesson has to be taught at the end of this.
Oh, it would have been so nice to be like, hey, man, you hurt Mater's feelings. Fuck Mater.
Yeah.
Baby Lou.
That guy's an asshole. Yeah. That guy's goofing off when he should be doing his fucking job. But the thing is, the biggest thing that we're forgetting to talk about here is the whole spy angle, which is a good 80% of this whole movie, which does not work. I mean, because I was like, okay, wow, Pixar, hopefully they'll do something interesting with this whole spy gimmick thing, and they didn't.
The movie opens up with Michael Caine doing spy stuff, and I'm like, okay, you know what? This is not probably the most exciting part of a spy story, but it's the beginning of the movie. Let's give it a chance. Mm-hmm. It doesn't take long to realize, like, if you've seen any spy parody, not in a movie, but on a commercial, because they use, it's so generic. They use the same music, right down to generic parody spy music. Yeah. I'm like, for Pixar, this is very, very inexcusable. I mean, for this to be as generic as it is, I'd be lying if I said I was disappointed. I mean, more of my recommendation for this is for children who will get a thrill out of seeing all the cars turn into different gadgets, do all the fast racing. I mean, like I said, there are some like cool set pieces in the film that are fun. I think it's a beautiful looking film. I mean, granted, there's hardly any organic thing in here, so all the slickness of it comes across well in CG. It's all shiny, it's all pristine, so I think it's a good looking film. But I would be lying if I said this doesn't feel like it was originally planned to be a DVD release. Outside of just, a little faster pace, a little more action, I think that story-wise, this is probably weaker than the first Cars.
I'd say it definitely is. I mean, with the first one, I'm kind of like, all right, it's not doing that much. It's Doc Hollywood. But it had heart. I mean, the whole thing with Paul Newman's character, that was something actually written there. Paul Newman, he really sold that, and it gave you a reason to care. there's no reason to care about anything here. These characters are even shallower than they were before. Think about something like Romeo and Juliet that I went into going like, psh, whatever. They just crank these things out. But John Lasseter tried to kill the movie. And it's way better than this. It's so much more entertaining than this movie is. And yeah, it's completely uninspired. You just sit there, kind of just going through the motions, waiting for it to end. It's too long. I mean, we listed tons of the problems with it. And so there's no reason to beat that horse over. I mean, you say, yeah, it's for children, but it's for new children. I think any kid.
For babies who can't open up their eyes.
Well, I mean, I think even any kid.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. It took me a second.
Sorry.
Any kid over 10 years old, they've already seen everything that's been done. I think even to them, they're like, this is played. Yeah, I'm ready to walk away and do something else. So I just give it a rental.
Okay.
Man, this movie fucking needed AAA. Really, it did. It needed to get the fuck out of here.
You Cyrus now?
AAA.
That's not a pun. No. That's a fact.
Why you just say Dead on the Road?
But I mean, honestly, I didn't care about any of these characters. It was way too long. I mean, honestly, everything that you just said, Leon, you're right on the money. The worst part is it is a Pixar film, so I expect more out of them. And if you sure as hell can't keep that fucking kid to shut the fuck up behind me, there's also a problem because you know what? That kid was quiet during that Toy Story. That kid was quiet during Lion King.
Yeah.
And if you can't hold that kid's attention, I don't think any kid will really care after a while.
Sugar didn't kick in yet.
Yeah, but
he wasn't finished doing his lines of Sugar.
You know what, Corey? I'll say that's some bullshit, and this movie is some old bullshit. 'Cause I just did not care. Like I'll watch this again when I look on YouTube for that Chevron commercial, but that's about it. That's all I need to get satisfied with talking fucking cars. Yeah.
Yeah, those Chevron commercials, they come on, they actually have like a little bit of humor, and they're off in 30 seconds.
And
they know exactly what to do.
And they're not obnoxious.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I did some of this movie that matter of fact, I never do this in a movie. Sometimes I might walk out of a movie and go home like, man, screw this movie. But I never, like, in the middle of a movie, get up and go to the snack bar and get myself something to eat.
That's the other thing.
Because I felt like, you know what? I'm not going to miss anything.
Dude, you two guys took off. You took off during the movie. I honestly thought that you left. I was like, wow. You know what? And I was sitting there like, fuck. You know, I was like, I should have left with them. I didn't know you guys went to the concession stand.
Man, I got kind of an important phone call, and I did walk out and say, I'm not gonna miss anything.
Yeah.
And when I went
that
back,
says a lot, though. That says a whole lot.
I didn't ask you what happened because I'm like, it took 2 seconds to figure out.
Because you know, I was waiting for you to ask me what happened, and I would have turned around and looked at you and said, absolutely fucking nothing happened.
And you know what I felt like?
I'm looking forward to this kid talking again. I think this kid passed out. You know?
Whatever happened during that like 5 minutes that I was gone, it didn't matter because
it did not, dude.
Like, I didn't miss any kind of key story element here. I don't feel like I missed any kind of character development, nothing.
And that's a Pixar movie you're talking about.
Exactly.
That is a fucking. It's not DreamWorks. It ain't no the bullshit.
Fox.
Yeah, it ain't
Damn,
no.
I could have got those mini dogs, man.
It ain't no Roman Film Productions.
Shit, man, I was upset because going to the theater, they got these mini dogs, right?
Sliders. What, hot dog sliders?
Hot dog sliders, yeah. And and they're like 50 cents more than a regular hot dog. And if you look at them, it's really a bargain because for $5.50 you're getting 2 hot dogs just about. And that chick brought them out, and those little mini dogs were frozen. And shit, I was like, wait a minute, you gonna have to cook those? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, bitch, I'm in a movie. And then when I went back in there, I was like, fuck, what did I miss? I could have waited for my hot dogs, man.
Hey, well, you know what? Throw some fucking googly eyes on those things and have them talk and tell me all their problems. I love that movie. I will love it.
No, I'm just a tow truck.
It's his cover. Brilliant.
Am I missing something?